one of the interesting things about all of this is we had this very fierce day of fighting yesterday, major clashes, a serious escalation on the border with this Israeli preemptive strike, Hezbollah launching drones and missiles and rockets as well. Both sides have pulled back from the brink, and it doesn't appear that they are heading at this moment to all-out war. But all of the dynamics still remain that could pull them in that direction. It's still a really, really dangerous moment. Remember, this has been going on since October the 8th, nearly a year now of fighting. In ordinary times, prior to the October the 7th attack, any exchange of fire here on the border could have led to a proper and significant war, similar to what we saw in 2006 when Israel and Hezbollah fought, going toe-to-toe for just over a month. So all of that really does remain. So how do they manage to de-escalate and get out of this situation? Well, there's pressure on Hezbollah. They are pressured by their supporters to keep up their trade in fire into Israel in support of their ally Hamas in Gaza. That said, Hassan Nasrallah, the Hezbollah leader, has indicated that he doesn't want to start a major war because Lebanon, quite honestly, cannot deal with that. There are serious structural problems in this country, not least the economic crisis. So it would be a profoundly unpopular move if Hezbollah dragged this country into a major war. Prime Minister Netanyahu, of course, is under enormous pressure as well. Diplomacy to try and stop the fighting on the northern border doesn't really appear to be working. They're trading fire every day. And of course, 80,000 Israelis have been displaced from their homes. Effectively, Israel has lost sovereignty in their northern territory. So there are very, very strong voices in his cabinet saying, we need to do something. We need to stop this. And the solution to that is a violent one, a military operation. But that would also be unpopular, particularly with security chiefs and the military, because they know really the only way to roll Hezbollah back from the border would be to launch a ground invasion. So that brings you all the way back to Gaza and a ceasefire. Those negotiations are continuing. They appear to be breaking down. The Americans are putting an optimistic face on the talks, and they may go to more low-level talks later in the week if the new Israeli conditions cannot be agreed upon by Hamas. But ultimately, fundamentally, all of this, all roads lead back to Gaza and achieving a ceasefire. That is the key to dialing down the violence on the northern border. But at the moment, of course, there's no sign of that happening.